What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we have some stuff to talk about. A couple of things. First, DWAC and a potential lawsuit that's going on with them. Second, we'll talk about PHUN and PHUN stock, why they were rising today, actually, what happened with them. But I will put timestamps in this video. If you just want to skip to PHUN, feel free to do that. But I will be talking about both of these stocks. So first, we'll look at DWAC stock. We'll see what's going on. So you can see that over the past couple of days, we have just been bouncing off of $55, right? We haven't made a DWAC video in a while, so I will break down the chart before I get to the lawsuit news that's going on with them. But they have been bouncing between $55 and $70 for a while. So unfortunately, as of these past couple of days, they have been moving closer to the $55 level. We're going to have to see if they can't bounce off of it again. Hopefully they will. If not, then we've always got some support at 50, where they had resistance on their first day of the pump. So hopefully, if 55 fails us, then 50 will hold us, and we can bounce off of that. But that remains to be seen, right? We didn't get the best news for DWAC today. What ended up happening was, you can read this article right here. Shareholder alert. Pomerantz law firm investigates claims on behalf of investors of Digital World Acquisition Corp. So this lawsuit, I do not believe, has actually officially been filed, and we will look into why I believe that in just a second. But basically what this lawsuit is a lawsuit on behalf of investors, really. So on behalf of you, and you could actually join this law case if you're interested, right? I'm not going to, right? Because it's actually going against Trump. And I think this could be some bad press for DWAC if this lawsuit actually gets filed. But basically, we already broke down the article that explains why there is the need for a lawsuit at all. The New York Times article that explained Trump's $300 million SPAC deal may have skirted securities laws. We already broke that down on the channel in a previous video, but I'll refresh you guys here. Basically, it just talked about how Donald and the founder of DWAC may have been discussing the plans to merge DWAC with Trump Media before DWAC was actually founded, and how that isn't legal, right? So basically what we broke down in that video was, I believe the only evidence they have is people who are familiar with the issue have said that that was the case. And don't quote me on it, but that's just what I'm remembering from when I read the article. So I don't know if there's the most hard evidence that they actually have. Obviously, maybe they've got stuff that they didn't share in the article. We'll have to see what happens if this lawsuit actually gets filed. But basically, you can click here for more information, and I already did that. Basically, just brings you to this page where you can ask for more information about the lawsuit, or give questions, additional information, or I think ask to be a part of it. And the reason I don't think this lawsuit has actually been filed yet is because if you look at Pomerantz's recently filed cases, you don't see anything about DWAC listed here. So I don't believe that it's actually been listed as a case yet. So it looks like for the current situation that we're looking at, DWAC is not being investigated just yet by Pomerantz, right? It may end up being investigated in the future, though. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this potential lawsuit that we're looking at. This looks more serious than any of the other lawsuits that we've heard about in the past, right? Because they're actually putting out a page where investors in DWAC stock can ask for more information. And it looks like they have a decent number of cases currently going. So they probably aren't afraid to file a case against DWAC. Now, regarding short interest, we're still not looking at much short data right here, but you can see there are currently about 584,000 shares short on DWAC, so not the largest. PHUN is not much different, right? Not many shares short on PHUN either. So both of these stocks are relatively unshorted. I think that shorts realize they do have the potential to blow up if Trump says something about them that could really spike the price quite a bit. So I think shorts are relatively scared of these stocks. Now, they do follow a kind of similar story. Obviously, both of them, he had these massive run-ups on the initial Trump hype. You can see that there. And then they proceeded to wane a bit and have consolidated in this area. Very fortunately, right? It's very fortunate that they didn't just dip down to their previous levels or really anywhere near them. Both of these stocks are still up significantly from their lows. So that's very good for both of these companies, but we're going to have to see what happens over the next couple of days and after the weekend, really. What we're really looking for with these stocks are some catalysts. And DWAC, the best catalyst we can hope for is Donald Trump coming out, talking about it, and starting to move the price up, right? That's the best catalyst we can hope for. With PHUN, they actually went ahead and created their own catalyst today. So we're going to talk about that for a second. PHUN has gone out and bought Bitcoin, right? They bought Bitcoin and they made that well known, and that caused a massive spike in the price this morning, right? We moved up from $4.11 to $4.60. So big spike in the price because they bought 100 Bitcoin at $62,000 per coin for a net total of $6.2 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, Throughout the course of the day, Bitcoin kind of fluctuated around. They actually could have gotten a better buy if they waited, but they are still up on the day, right? Up 0.72%. So people took kindly to this news. They're hoping, I think, to get some more Bitcoin investors invested in PHUN stock because oftentimes people invest in companies that buy Bitcoin because they want more exposure to Bitcoin, but they also want exposure to an underlying company. So it's not a decent or not a bad strategy on their part. It's actually a fairly decent strategy, the fact that they're trying to get some support from Bitcoin miners, right? Because that means that there are multiple catalysts that could help set PHUN off, right? Either Donald Trump could talk about DWAC and the deal, and potentially that would help PHUN as well, right? PHUN tends to trade synonymously with DWAC, but now they also have some Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin really spikes up, then that could help PHUN also. So there are now a couple of different catalysts that could potentially be spiking PHUN. So interesting stuff to look at. Now, both of these stocks, I will point out, have been faring fairly poorly on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. In fact, you have to scroll all the way down. If you're looking at this list of the trending stocks on Reddit over the past 24 hours, you have to scroll all the way down to spot number 34 to see DWAC, and you can't even see PHUN on this list, I believe. It's not quite available, right? So not many people are talking about PHUN on Reddit. You have to go to another page. But that's not the best, right? The fact that these are waning in popularity on Reddit and Wall Street Bets, it's not the best, but it's also very understandable because if you look over the past couple of weeks, they have just kind of been stagnating. And I think that what it's going to take is actually some more volatility to get these things trending again. And you can see the same thing on StockTwits. Neither of them are available on the most active. You can't see either PHUN or DWAC on the most active or trending tabs for StockTwits. So it's unfortunate, but it is understandable, right? The fact that both of these stocks have stagnated means that less people are going to be searching for them because there's less volatility and thus supposedly less money to be made, at least in the short term, right? If you were buying these at any point over the past week or two, you weren't making too much money one way or the other, right? It was moving very, somewhat significantly, right? Somewhat significantly from 55 to 70. That is a big move. But all things considered in the stock market, there are much bigger moves out there, and those tend to populate the boards on StockTwits and Reddit. So both of these stocks, DWAC and PHUN, are remaining relatively stagnant. Now, what I said before, and I'll say it again just in case you guys missed it, is that we need a catalyst for these stocks, right? We haven't made a video about these in a while because there haven't been any catalysts. Now there's this lawsuit, which is actually a potential negative catalyst for these stocks. And that's mostly what we're looking at. So far, we've mostly just seen FUD on both of these stocks, right? We haven't gotten many good catalysts since they were initially announced. We're going to have to wait for something like that because I think that's what could move the price up in a big way. If we actually get a positive catalyst for DWAC or PHUN, PHUN's trying. They're trying to create a catalyst with all this Bitcoin stuff. We're going to see what they can do. Maybe that can move the stock a little bit, but I think most of the people interested in PHUN are in it because of the Trump pump, not Bitcoin. So we'll see if that changes. Maybe they'll do better in the future, but that's what I've got for you guys in this video. Once again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell or do anything. I'm not trying to encourage you one way or the other to buy or sell. This is just my opinion. I'm putting it out there so you guys can listen to what I have to say and not use it as advice, right? Just to listen to my opinion for fun. So it's entertainment purposes only. But other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, though, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.